And we're live, boys. How's everyone doing? Alright, time to start the Circle of Inevitability. Good shit. Hey viewer, how's it going, man? How you doing? Penis. Wow, that's bad. Bushcar, how's it going, man? I appreciate you popping by. I know it's a little bit later for you. I promise. Tomorrow we'll stream at like regular time, which will be like about 2 hours earlier than this, just to make it a little bit more accessible for more people. But I had something to do this morning, so I couldn't start quite when I wanted to. Luvion, how's it going? Spectral, how's it going? Ramiro, yo, how's it going, man? Plague, how's it going? Tina, who's Dranks? DSV, Zaza, Chris, how's it going, guys? I'm good, viewer. Thanks for asking, man. I don't know, like my stomach feels a bit upset for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we okay beyond that. Like we feel good. I had to save. It's 12 o'clock right now. It's 12 o'clock on a Saturday. What the but hey, yeah, no worries, man. Go to bed. You're good. Fellows, your D&D or TTRPG starts. Oh, this is true. Well, maybe. I don't actually know. I don't know when my first session is going to be scheduled. You look like a caveman. That's so fucking mean, bro. You know what? Actually, it's a bit cold. I'm gonna go put on a sweatshirt real quick. Give me a second. I'll be back in 1 second. It's a little cold in my room. Oh, good God. Quantum, how's it going, man? How you doing? Sid, how's it going? As soon as I came, I was blessed with the chair. Yeah, sorry, Lip. Alright, we're back, man. How you doing? Okay. Frame. No. I gotta wake up early to play with y'all. That's fine. I'm good, Sid. Thanks for asking, man. Traffic? No, that's too big. Same for me. You're just weak. True-based. Graft. Dude, Graft would have been such a good one here. Holy shit. Amnesiac, how's it going, man? It has been a while, man. It has been a while. GR... Gruff? Let's go! Let's go! Let's fucking get it, boys. Wait, who is next to my name? I think that's either Leonard or Klein. I can't, I can check, but I think you're probably the first person to reach that mark. So I don't actually, not even probably, you are the first person to reach. So let me check who that is. I'm like 80% sure it's either Leonard or Klein. Let me just check. It's Klein. It's Klein, I think. Plague, we will see, man. I'm gonna read chapter 1 and 2 again. Just because, please make it the true creators part of the channel lower now. True. You're Mr. Oh my fucking god. Everyone in the whole fucking... We're getting a stream with easy for Lord of the Mysteries. Oh, yes, we do need to talk. I don't know when. I don't think we've hashed out a time. I'll reach out to Easy, see if he's available tonight or tomorrow, either way. We can maybe do, we can maybe switch it to the True Creator for you guys. And then at a year mark, we can switch it to the Goddess based. Try reading the missions. Oh, true. I do need to read that. The missions of the Tarot Club. I do need to read this. Hold on. Because I wanted. Fuck. I don't remember though. Yo, what? Manish, how's it going, man? Hit trunk substitute. Substitute back up. 1187. Aw, thanks, Ed. All right, let me check it. Look at the whole chat. Our True Creator is actually it is your perfect victory L, or a light rather. 1187. Let me check that really quick. Because I was trying to make some theories for what I think is gonna happen. Milo! Shaz. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Zaza, I'm gonna end up reading the first 2 chapters again, just because I'm gonna upload the first VOD as a video. I don't plan to do that like with all of them, like Easy does, but the first one in particular I do want to upload, so that way I do want to have all of them in one place. So I will. How many chapters are we reading today? We will see, Zaza. Will like 6, 9, I don't know, something like that. 6, 7, I don't know. You guys are so... You guys are all so uniquely disappointed. It's so good. Everyone is like, bro, just get the fuck out of here. Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Okay, so the long-term mission for all the members is, hold on. Spread my name more widely, but don't clash with the Orthodox churches. Whenever necessary, you can choose to use a more concealed method to proselytize. This will aid in my awakening. Spread the news of the world being my blessed and recorded in the church's holy Bible. Of course, do not include information that involves his personal information. Remember one sentence, the awakening of the world spells the fool's return. So Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune is absolutely my best. My favorite, rather. Zaza, don't do that, you're gonna fall asleep. At the same time, the reward for this is the conveniences you've enjoyed, of course, no problem. Oh, no, I want the individual ones. Fuck. Aw, this is so shoo. The will accepted stuff makes me want to sleep. Aw, that's so sad. It's so sad. The Will Septon makes me want to cry. It was before this. Where was it? Become Mr. W of the Aurora Order? No, I can't. Captain Panda, it has been a while, man. Oh, is it the next? Wait, is it the next one, Sid? Is it? I thought it was before, not after. Oh, this is so sad. The Fool's Commission. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, it's after. I just didn't read it. Okay. Okay. The Fool then cast his gaze at Cattleya. The previous commission to gather all the information regarding the hidden sage suddenly coming back to life is still effective. If you wish to take the risk, then go further and investigate the present state of the hidden sage. This will be dangerous. You can reject it if you wish. And the reward is a wish. Cattleya thought, is this related to awakening you, Mr. Fool? Perhaps, perhaps not. I can't give you a definite answer. I just see some visions. I'll accept that commission then. I'm not gonna stall. Music's too loud? Oh, really? Oh, yes it is. Sorry, I had it upped for dispatch, you're right. The Fool then cast his gaze to Derek. Your mission is to protect the City of Silver and the New Moon City and protect the Rorstad Archipelago. Devil, how's it going, man? Oh, actually, true. I should make a note of this. This is actually a good point. Hold on. Let me open... fuck. Let me open up my notes. Wait. I don't know. I don't know. You guys answer. Should I just have... should I just continue on with my notes from Lord of the Mysteries, or should I have a specific, like, separate note tab for COI? I apologize. Music fitting COI I talked to you about. Alright, thanks, Kami. Separate, I think it's better. It's a continuation. Evangelion? My brother, you're gonna get me fucking nuked off the YouTube. Are you nuts? Come on, what are we doing? You know what? I'll just make a different tab under... I'll just make a different tab in the same one. Fuck it. We'll just do COI tab. It's fine. Okay. And then as for the missions. So Cattleya is to no, not Lost Infant. Is this Dr. Z? I don't know. Is it a new account? Cattleya is to research the hidden sage. Yes, okay. Cattleya is to protect the hidden, to investigate the hidden sage. Derek is to protect the City of Silver. Okay, now I can just move this aside. Okay. Your payment is to become my blessed. Oh, that's beautiful. Klein then looked at fours. You need to protect the Abraham family and prevent them from suffering the temptation of the cosmos. Fours. Protect the Abraham family. That's something I wish to do. If you're willing, you can write down biographies and stories of the world's different identities using different aliases. Record the stories of the world. I mean, I assume that would require a lot of travel from 4s. Remember the bet? Finalize it now? You can differentiate COI spoilers from Lord of the Mystery spoilers. This is true. Oh, our bet. Our bet was who's going to be the first person to become an angel, right? The reward for the above is when you have a chance of becoming a planeswalker, you have to head to the cosmos and you will receive my blessings. Sal, how's it going, man? Is Planeswalker sequence 3 or 4? Sorry. I almost went bankrupt. But if I lose, I will take a while to do it. I'm kind of... It's fine. Yeah, you're good. Planeswalker, is that sequence 3 or 2? Planeswalker is 2. Klein is giving her the option to become an angel. I don't think anyone else has this option. Yo, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't like her at all. I don't like her at all, but we're gonna go with 4s. It says that Klein is giving her the ability to become a planeswalker with his blessing. Let's kind of go. And she has the characteristic already because the Abraham family got it from Thing, no? From when... Fuck, what's the guy's name? The guy... Oh, I'm so cringe! Mr. Door. When Mr. Door died. We got there, okay? Wow, that was bad. I don't like 4s at all, okay? I've been really clear about this. Just fucking... Yeah. Okay? My queen, Sharon, the goat. I don't know, I just don't like 4s. I don't know. Alright, boys, let's, okay. That's done. Okay, the Fool, if you're willing to write that down, that's fine. Planeswalker. What she was worried about. Emlyn. The besiegement of the Rose School of Thought requires preparation for the apocalypse. It's rather dangerous. Even if an angel is participating, you have to pay attention to your own safety. Your commission is to try your best to gather blessings, auras, and items given by the primordial moon to her believers in the Rose School of Thought. Though these things may be dangerous, as dangerous as a grade 1 artifact. So, Emlyn. Emlyn. Gather items given by the primordial moon to the Rose School of Thought. Okay. Apart from that, I hope that you can form a pharmaceutical company. Bro, he's making him a tycoon. Become Pfizer. I'm just gonna put that because it's faster. Your main goal is to spread my name through this company. Based. Your wish, your reward will also be a wish. Geo, the apocalypse is approaching. Be it the Red Priest or the Demoness, they will become active. Your mission is to rely on the official factions to investigate the whereabouts of the 3 sequence 1 characteristics and uniquenesses of the Red Priest pathway. If there is a chance to find a clue to confirm the Demoness's condition, it is very dangerous. So, Geo, find the sequence 1 of the Red Priest and check on the Demoness's condition. Okay, you know what? The rest I will do later. Fuck it. We'll do the rest of these later. It's 5 minutes after. Let's start COI. Fuck it. And now it begins. Okay. Chapter 1. Yeah, I don't think that's how you spell that at all. Foreign. I think that's right, actually. I wish you good fortunes in the battle to come. And now, it begins. Chapter 1. A price is always exacted for what fate bestows. Adapted from Zwig's Mary Queen of Scott. I'm a nobody, with no time to notice the brightness of the sun. Quoting Arthur Dane, very much so. My parents couldn't help me and I wasn't highly educated. I had no choice but to make it on my own in the city. Do it with a French accent? Fuck no. I'd applied to many jobs, but no one ever hired me. Maybe it's because I'm not good at expressing myself. And I'm not the best communicator. I guess I just haven't shown enough ability. Once, I'd eaten 2 loaves of bread over a 3-day period. Hunger kept me up at night. At least I'd paid the month's rent in advance, so I didn't have to face the cold outside. Finally, I'd found a job at the hospital's morgue, keeping vigil over the dead. Nighttime in the hospital was colder than I could imagine. The corridor's walls were out, leaving everything shrouded in the darkness. I could barely see my feet, and the only light seeping out was from the rooms. Mon Dieu, it reeked of something fierce. The smell of dead lingered in the air, and from time to time, we had to help move bodies into the morgue. It wasn't the most glamorous job, but it put bread on the table. Plus, the free time at night allowed me to study. I'm aware DSV, but it's good for other people to know. Few people ventured to the morgue, but when they did, they were delivering bodies or taking them away from cremation. I had to make do without books, as I couldn't afford them, nor did I see any hope of saving up enough for them. Make a poll. I had to thank my predecessor for leaving so suddenly that it allowed me to get the job. I dreamt of working the day shift, sleeping during the day and being awake at night made my body weak and my head throb. One day a new corpse was brought in. From what I'd heard, it's the body of my predecessor who had suddenly left. I was intrigued by the mysterious disappearance of my predecessor, so as others left, I pulled out the cabinet and opened the bag. He was an old man with bluish-white skin and wrinkles on his face. The poor lighting only served to make him look even scarier. He didn't have much hair. Most of it was white. He had been stripped of his clothes. Not even a piece of cloth was left on him. As a dead man without a family, the movers couldn't resist the opportunity to cash in on the guy. I saw a strange mark on his chest. It was bluish-black, and I couldn't really explain it. The light was too dim. I reached out and touched the mark, only to realize there was nothing special about it. Looking at my predecessor, I couldn't help but wonder if I'd end up like him when I grew old. I promised his body I'd be with him on his last journey, to take him to the crematorium and then to the nearest cemetery. I couldn't have the bureaucrats throwing him into the river or some forsaken land like trash. I knew I was gonna have to save some shut-eye. Or sacrifice some shut-eye. But Dieu merci, it was Sunday the next day. I could catch up on my sleep then. After saying that, I zipped up the bag and shoved it back into the cabinet. The room went darker and the shadows lengthened. Since that day, every time I close my eyes, I'm swallowed by a thick fog. Sometimes, something tells me I'm not alone. Something not quite human is coming my way, but no one will listen. They'll think I've lost my mind in this job. They'll say I need a doctor. A male customer sitting at the bar looked at the narrator and said, "And?" The narrator stopped his tale and causing the male customer at the bar to notice. The mid-30s chap sported a drab duffel coat and a pale yellow stride. His hair was slicked back and he had a rough dark bowler hat. He seemed run-of-the-mill like the rest of the punters in the alehouse, with dark locks and piercing blue peepers, not particularly handsome, but not repugnant either. The narrator was a strapping lad in his late teens, with long limbs and a chiseled feature that would make any lass go weak in the knees. His short, jet-black hair and bright blue eyes only added to his appeal. The lad then looked wistfully at the empty wine glass in front of him and sighed. And then I quit my job and returned to the countryside so I could tell you this bullshit, the lad responded with a sly grin. Who do you want to get more screen time? I hope Gio gets more screen time. I hope Forz gets less screen time. Fuck her. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I don't have anything against her. Sorry. I hope Gio gets more screen time. I hope Sharon gets more screen time. I hope... How good do you think? From what I heard, Amnesiac, it was like... a couple people told me that COI as a whole is pretty good. But the ending was like really divisive for a lot of people. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. And then the male guest was taken aback. Were you just pulling my leg? As everyone started to laugh around the bar. However, that laughter was short-lived as a middle-aged man looking sternly at the slightly embarrassed customer remarked, "You ain't from around here, are ya? Lumion spins a different yarn every day. Yesterday, he was a penniless bloke who got dumped by his fiancée, and today, a watchman of the dead. Aye, he talks about spending 30 years east of the Sorrenzo River and then 30 years to the right of it. He's full of hot air, that one," a regular added. All the men were farmers from the village of Cordoue. The black-haired lad, Lumion, leaned forward on the bar counter and rose to his feet, with a cheeky grin on his face. "As you all know, I'm not the one making this up. My sister pens these tales. She's a writer for some column known as the Novel Weekly or other. Looks like she's crafted quite the tale. I'm sorry I misunderstood." The unremarkable man in the brown tweed shirt smiled and stood up. "What an intriguing story. How may I address you?" "Isn't it common courtesy to introduce yourself before inquiring of others?" Lumion replied. The man nodded. "My name is Ryan Koss. These are my companions, Valentine and Leia." The last sentence referred to the man and woman sitting beside him. Valentine, a man in his late 20s with powdered blonde hair and piercing blue eyes, wore a white vest and a blue tweed jacket. Black trousers, it was evident that he had put considerable effort into this attire. He had a rather chilling look on his face, and not even sparing a glance for the farmers and herders around. Leia, on the other hand, was a striking young woman with long, light grey hair tied into an elaborate bun with a veil perched atop. Her eyes matched her hair, and she regarded Lumion with an open smile, clearly amused by their exchange. In the glow of the gas lamps in the tavern, the woman named Leia showed off her sharp nose and stunningly curved lips. She wore a snug, white, pleated cashmere dress with a small white-off coat and a pair of Marsillian boots. There were 2 tiny silver bells fastened to her veil and boots. They jingled as she walked into the tavern, drawing the attention of many, and most of the men. In their eyes, this was the kind of fashionable getup you'd see only in the big cities, like the provincial capital of Bigorre or even the capital city of Trier. Lumion gave a nod to the foreigners. "The name's Lumion Lee, but you may address me as Lumion." "Lee?" Leia blurted out. "Yeah, what's the problem?" Lumion asked. Ryan Koss took it upon himself. "Your last name's downright frightening. I nearly lost control of my voice just now." Folks who have crossed paths with the sailors and sea merchants are familiar with this saying that makes the rounds in the 5 seas. "I'd rather come face to face with the pirate admirals or even the kings than run into a bloke named Frank Lee." My goat! That person's name is also Lee. "Is he that scary?" Lumion inquired. Ryan shook his head. "I'm not sure. But if such a legend exists, it can't be too far from the truth." "Merci for the story. It merits a drink. What do you desire?" "A glass of La Fille Verte," Lumion said. "La Fille Verte? Absinthe?" "I must remind you, absinthe is harmful to the human body. Such alcohol can lead to insanity and hallucinations." "I didn't expect the trends of Trier to reach all the way here," Leia asked. Lumion acknowledged her comment tersely. "So the people of Trier also enjoy La Fille Verte." For us, life is already tough enough. No need to fret over a little harm. This drink calms our minds. Alright, Ryan leaned back into his chair and turned to the bartender. A glass of La Fille Verte and another glass of Curapis? Curapis was a renowned fruit-based spirit that had been distilled to perfection. The thin middle-aged man who had exposed Lumien's lies piped up, "Give me a glass of La Fille Verte as well." After all, I was the one who told the truth just now. I can even tell you the truth of this kid's situation. Foreigner, I can tell you still have your doubts about the authenticity of that story. Pierre, you'd do anything for a glass of free drink, Lumien retorted. You prefer Trier? No, the way it's spelled, I would assume it would be said Trier. I might be wrong, but I don't know. Because no one knows if they should, wait. Before Ryan could even respond, Lumien added, "Why can't I tell my story and get an extra glass?" Because no one knows if they should believe you, Pierre smirked. Your sister's favorite story is to tell kids is the boy who cried wolf. People who lie all the time lose their credibility. Lumien shrugged as he watched the bartender slide a glass of a light green alcohol in front of him. "Ava," he said. Ryan turned to Lumien. "Is that alright?" "As long as your wallet can handle it," Lumien replied. "In that case, another glass of La Fille Verte," Ryan said. Pierre's face lit up. "Generous foreigner, you should steer clear of this one," he said, pointing to Lumien. "He's the most mischievous bloke in the whole village. 5 years ago, his sister, Aurora, okay, wait, DSV and Kami, you guys tell me. After Elise, how's it going, man? You guys tell me. How would you pronounce the sister's name? I don't know. I pronounce it as Aurora, but I've been told that that's wrong. 5 years ago, his sister Aurora was brought him back to the village," Pierre continued. "He's been here ever since. Can you imagine?" Can you imagine? He was just a wee lad of 13 at the time. How could he have made the trek to the hospital to become a corpse footman? The nearest hospital is in Dariège, at the foot of the mountain. It would take an entire afternoon to get there by foot. "Brought back to the village?" Leah inquired. Pierre nodded. "Aurora moved here 6 years ago. A year later, she went on a journey and brought this lad back. She said she found him on the road, a starving, homeless child, and she planned on adopting him." Aaron, how's it going, man? Bro, if I start in the afternoon, people get pissed for that. I'm cooked out of the way. Then he took on Aurora's last name, Lee. Even his name, Lumien, was given by her. "I don't remember what my name was before Aurora gave me this name," Lumien said. It was clear that his past didn't bother him at all. Chapter 2, Prank. Oh, this shit's gonna be so goated. I love this shit. This is such a good chapter. It's so good. This is gonna be fun. Ryan apologized politely to Lumien. "Forgive me, I didn't expect such a situation," he said. Lumien just chuckled. "Are you suggesting we need another glass?" Without waiting for Ryan to respond, he changed the subject. "What brings foreigners like you to Cordoue? Are you here to buy wool or leather?" Many of Cordoue's residents made their living as shepherds. Ryan breathed a silent relief as he seized the opportunity to explain their purpose. "We came to visit the EBS's church's padre, Guillaume Benet. He seems to be absent from both his home and his cathedral, though." Pierre, who had enjoyed Ryan's free absinthe, kindly reminded him there was only one church in Cordoue. The other locals around the bar were all drinking and no one answered their question. It seemed to present some kind of taboo. Lumien sipped his drink and thought before offering his assistance. "I know, roughly, where the padre is. Do you need me to take you there?" Leia didn't stand on ceremony. "If it's not too much trouble," she said. Ryan nodded in agreement. "Alright, once you finished your drinks." "Alright." Lumien raised his glass and finished it. He then put down his glass and got to his feet. Let's go. Merci, Ryan expressed. Lumien's face lit up. It's no problem at all. You heard my story and I enjoyed your drink. That makes us friends. Ne sais pas? Ne sais pas? Oui, Ryan nodded. Yeah, that makes us, I think ne sais pas in this case would be like, isn't it? Or doesn't it? And I guess so, like that makes us friends, doesn't it? And he goes, yeah. Lumien's face grinned, stretching ear to ear. He opened his arms wide, beckoning the other party in for a hug. Ah, it is good to meet you, my cabbages, he said. Ryan, who was about to be enveloped in a bear hug, froze. Cabbages? His expression was a mixture of perplexity and embarrassment. Valentine and Leia mirrored their expression. It's a term of endearment we use for our friends. Everyone in the Dariège region is aware of it. It's been a tradition for centuries. Believe me, my cabbages. Leia couldn't help but glance around, producing a twinkling sound. Pierre and the others all nodded in French. No, Aaron, he most certainly does not. Reading this, you can fucking tell. Issue or wait to call someone close to you, especially a mother to her son or an older woman to a younger man. Yeah, you told me this, right? That it's like a mistranslation. It means something else. Like show is like a word, I don't know, something close to a cabbage or some bullshit or something. You told me about this. Pierre and the others nodded, assuring the newcomer that Lumien's words were true. Lumien stroked his chin. Don't you fancy it? Then I shall opt for a different option. My dear bunnies, my darling chicks, my lovely ducks, or perhaps my adorable lambs, which do you prefer most? Leia just sighed. Let's just stick with cabbages, shall we? At least it sounds normal. Phew, Ryan let out a quiet sigh as he grasped Valentine's elbow and gave a slight nod and remarked, they all seem like precious treasures in the family. Without waiting for Lumien's response, he shiveled his body and addressed the bartender. How much? 2 Vraldor. Ryan settled the bill and Leia shifted the conversation. Lumien's an uncommon name. At least better than names like Pierre and Guillaume, Lumien countered. If you were to call out Pierre in this place, a third would raise up their heads. Call out Guillaume and another third would respond. As for this gentleman, he pointed to a skinny middle-aged man in front of him. His full name is Pierre Guillaume. Leia flashed him a smile. As they departed from the tavern, Lumien turned around and surveyed the surroundings. What's the matter? Door. Oh, thank you. Okay, that one I was actually curious about, DSV. I didn't know that one. Lumien pondered for a moment and replied thoughtfully. It's not just the 3 of you foreigners who came to the tavern today. Another person arrived earlier, but I don't know why they left. What did they look like? Ryan asked. A lady, very sophisticated. You can tell she's from the city with just one glance. I can't describe her appearance. Why don't I sketch her to you? Do you know how to draw? Leia asked. No, I don't, Lumien replied. See, a lady who he can't remember what she looks like and was very sophisticated, it makes me think it's Audrey. Like, sophisticated lady, fits Audrey to a T, can't remember her, psychological invisibility maybe. In that case, let's locate the Padre first, Ryan decided. Cordu was a place devoid of street lamps at night, yet the twinkling stars above provided a faint glimmer that allowed the 4 of them to navigate. The yellowish light emanating from the windows on either side only added to the ethereal ambiance. You think Audrey would go to a village? I feel like Audrey would be traveling right now, because she's obviously not with her family, so like, why not? Dude, Audrey's not mean to the poor. Come on, what are we doing? As they approached the Ebius Cathedral, situated in the village square, the grandiose structure appeared somewhat blurry in the darkness. We've been here before. There's no one here, Valentine grumbled. No one at the front door doesn't mean there's no one elsewhere. He then proceeded to lead Ryan and the others around the front of the cathedral to the cemetery, where they found a dark brown wooden door. Dara said Audrey and her family's on the... No, they're just... No, they're not, okay? They had one bad uncle who had, like... Who was there a couple of times, but he was shunned by the family, okay? We don't talk about him. He's not part of the main family. He then proceeded to lead... nope, already read this. Lumion didn't wait for Ryan to knock. Instead, he reached over and fiddled with the keyhole before opening the side door. That's not very nice, Ryan frowned. Leah nodded, her bells tinkling. We're here to visit the Padre, not fight him. Alright, Lumion acquiesced. He closed the wooden door and knocked lightly. Hey, is anyone there? I'll come in if you don't answer, he muttered in a low voice that was barely audible. There was no response, obviously. Without hesitation, Lumion pushed open the door and gestured inside. Please, go on in. Ryan hesitated. He looked at the darkness behind the door and glanced at his companions. Okay. He took a slow but firm step forward, Leia and Valentine following behind closely. The 4 silver bells adorning Leia's boots and veils were eerily silent. The environment was dim and eerie as the 4 of them made their way forward. Out of nowhere, Ryan came to a halt and said, What's that noise? Yeah, I heard it too, Lumion agreed. Without wasting any time, he pushed open the door, and it swung open with a loud clang, revealing what lay beyond. The dimly lit space resembled a confessional. Dude, in a confessional is crazy. Oh. No, like, I know it's not an actual confessional room, but, like, this is so cooked. A beam of starlight shone through, revealing a naked man in his prime, laying atop a fair-skinned woman. This scene stunned everyone, including the man and the woman. Suddenly, the man sat up and bellowed at Ryan and his team, Sacre bleu! You've ruined the church's holy plans! Amidst the reverberating roar, Lumion, who had quietly approached behind the group, waved his hand and spoke quietly. Ah, and it seems we have discovered our Padre. Au revoir, my cabbages. Before anyone could react, Lumion dashed to the side door, leaving his words to drift away in the wind. As the team stood in shock, Leia, Ryan, and Valentine couldn't shake the words of the middle-aged man, Pierre Guillaume, from their mind. You should steer clear of this one. He is the most mischievous bloke in the village. Lumion jauntily sauntered down the country road, hands tucked in his pocket while whistling. As expected, the Padre is having an affair with Madame Paul, I don't know. Mon Dieu, these foreigners exude an air of prestige. The Padre would never dream of crossing them. He must pay an exorbitant sum to keep his sordid dalliances under wraps and preserve his standing in the cathedral. He has only to himself to blame for lusting after a roar. I've been biding my time for this moment. Lumion muttered as he returned to his abode. The structure he called home was a peculiar, semi-subterranean 2-story affair. The ground floor doubled as both a kitchen and a lounge. A hefty oven and a grandiose stove dominated the room. A roar! A roar! Lumion hollered. No reply. The upstairs story was divided into 3 chambers and a lavatory. All the doors were open. Lumion peeped into each room but couldn't find his sister. The roof was was a fiery orange painted by the twilight sky. In the center sat a figure, holding their knees and staring contemplatively at the stars. This was an exquisite woman, exceptionally so. The long and thick locks were a shade of gold, her eyes a pale blue, and her facial features were intricate and refined. Her gaze situated on the cosmos, her countenance serene, akin to that of a statue. Situated at the cosmos... Girl, don't stare at the cosmos too much, that shit'll cook you. Is Aurora demoness? Well, the way she's sitting makes me think she might be like a traveler. I don't think she's a sequence 5 or whatever. I'm saying, like, she might be off that path. She might be off the apprentice pathway, sorry. I don't know why my mind went straight to traveler, I apologize. Moon, how's it going, man? Lumion remained silent. He shifted to her side and sat beside her. He lifted his head, gazing at the dense forest in the distance, absorbing the susurrus of the winds blowing through the trees. After a while, the woman raised her arms and stretched, paying no heed to her appearance. "Aurore, I don't understand why you come up here so often. What's so interesting about this view?" Lumion commented. "Call me Gransois," Aurore scolded. Gransois obviously meaning like big sister. Tapping Lumion's head with her fingers, Aurore sighed and thought to herself. A philosopher once said that there are only two things worth revering in this world. One is the morality in one's heart, and the other, the cosmos above one's head. Lumion noticed his sister's slightly melancholic expression and flashed a grin. "I know the answer to this one. Emperor Roselle said so." Aurore started laughing. She took a sniff and raised her golden eyebrows. "You've been drinking again!" "This is called socializing." Lumion took the opportunity to recount what had just happened. "I met 3 foreigners." Aurore couldn't help but laugh at the story. "I'm really afraid that the Padre will have a heart attack sometime." Your way of saying it, Gransois? Gransois? Soul? I don't know, it's been a while, okay? I haven't taken French class in a long fucking time. So. It's grand. Aurora couldn't help but laugh. "I'm afraid that the Padre really will have a heart attack one day. Lumion, don't provoke him anymore. It'll be troublesome if we get a new one." "I can't stand his face," Lumion complained. Aurora got up and looked down at her brother. "Alright, it's bedtime, my inebriated brother," Aurora said with a smile. Aurora flew down from the roof like a bird and entered the window on the 2nd floor, leaving Lumion behind. "Oh, I see. Oh, interesting." Lumion watched this quietly and shouted, "What about me?" "Climb down yourself," Aurora replied. Lumion pursed his lips, his smile fading. He watched the silver specks of light disappear in the night sky, sighing softly and muttering to himself, "I wonder when I'll be able to have such extraordinary powers." I ain't much of an Aurora fan. She seems nice so far. I don't have anything against her. I mean, she might change that with, like, if she does some stupid shit later, but, like, so far it seems kind of chill. For engagement? Yeah, engagement of the Frenchmans? That's what you're saying, Pushkar? That's what you want more of in the community? I'm not saying no, I'm just asking, that's what you want, really? We have like a couple, and I feel like we have most of the good ones, and I feel like at that point we're just tempting fate. Alright. Lumion lingered atop the roof, reluctant to descend just yet. His visage was a picture of stoicism, betraying no emotion. Gone was the mischievous young man who frequented the tavern, always ready with a grin and a jest. In his place was a composed, resolute figure, unrecognizable to those who knew him before. Okay, I'm gonna play this song for like one time, because Kami said it's really goated. So we'll listen to it one time, but we're not gonna have to do it for the whole time, because it's gonna fucking copyright strike the fucking channel into disexistence. Since discovering Aurora's magical powers by chance, Lumion had been obsessed with obtaining them. But Aurora always warned him against it, citing the immense dangers and agony that come with such powers. She refused to divulge the secret even if she knew how to grant them to mere mortals. Lumion couldn't force her to reveal the method, so he resorted to pleading and persuading at every turn. After a few seconds of contemplation, Lumion sprang to his feet and made his way down to the edge of the roof. He climbed to the back of the second floor using the wooden ladder. He strolled to Aurora's... By the way, is it because obviously she's speaking in the background. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I know like that can get really annoying. After a few seconds of contemplation, Lumion sprang to his feet and made his way to the edge of the roof. He climbed back to the second floor using the wooden ladder. Aurora sat at her desk, scribbling away with a champagne fountain pen, dressed in a sky blue gown. Why is she writing? What is she writing so late? Is it related to witchcraft? Lumion placed his hand on the door and quipped. Writing in your diary, are you? Who writes in a diary, honestly? Aurora replied. Lumion wasn't satisfied, but didn't Roselle keep several volumes of diaries? Roselle, the last emperor of the Intus Republic, where the siblings currently lived, had brought down the Sauron dynasty and assumed the mantle of Caesar. Dude, what a go! He actually called his fucking he called himself Caesar? What a G! What? The man had made countless strides in the fields of science and engineering, had been credited with inventing the steam engine. Not to mention, he had charted the sea route to the southern continent and sparked an age of colonization. He was the embodiment of his time, a symbol of a bygone era over a century ago. However, in his twilight years, he was double-crossed and assassinated in the White Maple Palace of Trier. In the aftermath of his death, his diary pages were disseminated throughout the world, yet they were written in a tongue that no one could decipher, as if the worlds didn't even exist in this world. That's why Roselle ain't no honest man, Aurora replied. So what are you scribbling? Lumion queried. This was the crux of the matter. Aurora responded with a shrug. A letter? To who? A pen pal. A what now? What the fuck was that? Aurora chuckled, running her hair through her lustrous golden hair. That's why I keep telling you to read more and study more. Quit wasting your days drinking and carousing. As the ruler wanted to call himself an heir of Rome. I did know this. Actually, sorry, let me be clear. I knew the word for Kaiser comes from Caesar. I did not know king comes from Caesar as well. I didn't know that one. That's cool. That's why I keep telling you to read and study more, little brother. Look at you. What sets you apart from an illiterate? Pen pals are friends who have become acquainted through newspapers, magazines, and other publications. They've never met and rely solely on letters to keep in touch. What's the point of having such a friend? Lumion asked, rather concerned about such a matter. As he withdrew his hand from the door, he scratched his chin, deep in thought. Aurora had never had a boyfriend before, so he couldn't allow her to be fooled about someone she had never met. Meaning? Aurora thought about it. First off, emotional value. I know you don't understand the concept, but humans need to connect with one another, but some things and emotions cannot be shared with the villagers, nor with you. I require a more private outlet to release my thoughts. Hold on, let me cook. Let me cook. My first theory, hold on. Okay, so she was staring up at the cosmos, which makes me think she might be of the apprentice pathway. If she's of the apprentice path, now I'm basing Jenga blocks on Jenga blocks, okay, I understand this. But if she's of the apprentice pathway, maybe she's writing a letter to Fours, who's her teacher. Because Fours used to communicate with her master via letters, and so maybe that's the same method she uses with like her apprentices. Especially, I don't know if this would... I don't think anything else would work. I don't know anything else. Sorry, I had like okay, I'll tell you guys my other thought. I don't think this would work, but like my other thought was, Forz's mission was that she needs to like take care of the Abraham family, right? So I was thinking like maybe Aurora is part of the Abraham family, like by some weird fucking thing. And so because of that, she really doesn't want to give her... and so because of that, she's extra scared of giving like Lumion like a pathway or like a Beyonder potion, because as someone from the Apprentice family, she like knows of the fear, obviously not anymore, but like way back in the day when like Mr. Door would just be like screaming foul shit at you all the time and you just fucking lose your shit like once a month. So that was the thought process, but I don't think that one would work, so we'll leave that part. What path do you think Lumion's gonna take? This is actually a great question. So I think Lumion, or maybe she just likes the stars. Everything has a meaning, Justin. I'm no fool. I understand. I've downloaded Cuttlefish's patterns, okay? I understand it now. Everything has a meaning. Let me cook. So Klein was obviously one of the more mysticism paths, right? Like he was in a very combat-oriented pathway. So I think Lumion would be the opposite. I think it would be a pretty combat-based pathway. Because I think they'd want to show us the powers of both. Like, very loosely, you can split the pathways into 2 bits, which are, like, more mysticism-based and more physical stat-oriented. So, like, I don't know. McSeely, shut the fuck up, okay? It was 2 months ago, shut up. Don't forget, oh wait, hold on. Secondly, do not underestimate my pen pals. Some of them hold great power. Hold on. Let Aurora cook. Let her cook. Hold on. Let me cook too. I'm cooking. The kitchen's on fire, maybe? A little bit. Some possess extensive knowledge. For example, a pen pal gifted me this battery-operated lamp. Kerosene lamps and candle lamps are too damaging to the eyes and not ideal for writing at night. Without waiting for Lumion to ask another question, Aurora waved her hand. Get some rest, my inebriated brother. Bonne nuit. Good night. Alright, bonne nuit. Lumion replied, trying to hide his frustration. Again, I'm probably, like, my French pronunciation is probably, like, fucking just killing, like, a DSV and Kami, and I apologize. What the fuck is... I apologize for that, but this is the best I got, okay? Sue me. Don't forget to close the door. It's positively frigid in here with all the windows and doors open like this. Lumion shut the door, made of brown wood, and then headed to his room where he removed his shoes before sitting on the bed. In the dimness of night, Lumion could make out the wooden table beside the window, the slanted chair, the small bookshelf against the wall, and the wardrobe on the other side. He sat, still, lost in thought. No, fuck, oh wait, hold on. Oh, there's like a great fucking meme that I saw a while back. Yeah, exactly, yeah, this. Hold on. This is like a great I saw this and this show was fucking hilarious. So it's like how European people react when you try to speak their language. Like instant friendship down south, like you try to speak like Italian or whatever, and everyone's like, holy shit, this guy's fucking goated. He likes us so much. Goated, best friends. You try it out here and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just don't bother. Anywhere up here, they'll just ask you English, and then French people are like, don't you fucking dare butcher our language, good sir. Just speak in English, and I will hate you because you're speaking English in my country, but I would rather prefer that than you butcher my godforsaken language. You're like, damn, brother, my bad. This shit is so cooked. Because, like, the same thing happens in, like, Quebec. If you go there and you speak like shitty French, they'll be like, sir, just do not butcher our language. Tell me what you need and get the fuck out of this place, please. I'm like, damn, alright, my bad. He sat still, lost in thought. He knew Aurora was a woman who kept secrets to herself, and there were even things she had not revealed to him. Lumiere wasn't surprised, but he was worried that her secrets may put her in danger. And when this reality hit, his options were limited. He was just an ordinary person with a robust body and a sharp wit. Thoughts came rushing in like waves on the shores, just as quickly as they receded. Except for DSV, he's kind of based, agreed. And Kami. Maybe. Lumiere took a deep breath and made his way to the washroom to freshen up. Afterwards, he removed his jacket-style brown coat and collapsed on his bed. The April air in the mountains was still quite nippy. Ramiro, somewhere between like 6 and 9 or something. I don't know. We'll see. In the midst of his fugue state, Lumiere perceived a murky mist enveloping his surroundings and erasing everything in sight. He trudged through the haze in a daze, yet regardless of which direction he took or how far he went, the fog always led him back to his bedroom. The room was fashioned like a white 4-piece bed, a wooden table, and a chair poised in front of the windows, bookshelves, wardrobes, and the like. Kami's a solid maybe, okay? Lumiere's eyes flickered as he flickered open with a start. The morning sun cast a light through the thin blue curtains. He sat up, staring blankly at the room, feeling as if he was still trapped in a dream. The same dream he had been having for days. The grey fog that refused to clear. Grey fog? He raised his hand to his temples and muttered to himself, "It's getting more frequent. I have the same dream almost every day." I pray that hidden in this is something propitious? What the fuck is this word? Excuse me?
Propitious.
Propitious. Giving or indicating a good chance of success. Ah, cool. I did not know this word. I pray that hidden in this is something propitious. Lumiere muttered. Lumiere opened his door to the corridor and was met with a sound emanating from Aurora's room. What a coincidence, Lumiere smiled, and then a sudden thought hit him, causing him to take a step back. When Aurora's bedroom door creaked open, Lumiere quickly raised his right hand and began to massage his temples. What's wrong? Aurora noticed. Success. Lumiere cheered inwardly as he tried his best to calm himself. I had that dream again, he replied in a deep voice. Aurora's golden locks of hair cascaded down as she furrowed with concern. The previous method didn't work. Perhaps I should find you a hypnotist, a real hypnotist, and see what caused it. The kind with magical powers? Lumiere questioned. Aurora nodded. One of your pen pals? He couldn't help but ask. What do you care? Think about how to solve your own damn problem. Aurora retorted. Isn't that what's on my mind? Lumiere muttered. Vanitas? Now? Okay. Find it. God, this music now. It's kind of goated though. Dude, what the fuck is this? This is so cringe. I don't know how fucking Microsoft Edge has somehow become my fucking default browser this morning. Like every time I try to open a link, it opens in fucking Edge, which is the most cringe shit in the universe. Bro, no one uses this horse shit. Leave me alone. Oh my god, so cringe. He took the opportunity to say, Aurora, if I become a warlock and gain extraordinary powers, I should be able to unlock the secrets of the dream and end it completely. Don't even think about it, Aurora replied. Her expression softened as she continued, Lumion, I won't lie to you. The path we're taking is dangerous, painful, and downright treacherous. If I had any other choice, and if the world wasn't spiraling, I'd be content with being a regular old writer and living a peaceful life. Regular old writer? Dude, she's talking to fours, it has to be. Writer, looking at the cosmos, pen pals? Everything is pointing to fours. Lumion didn't hesitate to interject. Then let me shoulder this burden of danger and pain. I'll protect you while you do what you love. Those words have been repeating in his head for quite some time. Like, there's a part of me that wants to say, like, this is fours somehow. I know that doesn't even make any sense, but, like, there's, like, bro, what? Aurora went quiet for a few seconds before a grin spread across her face. Are you discriminating against women? It's too late to turn back now. Ain't no going back to what we had before. Oh yeah, we're doing Among Us again. Can we do it a little bit earlier? Oh, fuck. Alright. Fine, I get it. I'm gonna go wash up. You study hard at home and get ready for the college entrance exams in June. You said it yourself. The world is getting more dangerous. What's the point of taking exams? Lumion muttered. He believed the key to success was strength, not a degree. Strength? Is he gonna be a hunter? Oh my god, we're gonna get Danets. We're gonna get Danets and spades. Goated. Aurora was just smiled and said, knowledge is power, my uneducated brother. Lumion had no response, so he just watched Aurora walk into the washroom. What if everyone is forced? True. In the afternoon, in the bustling town square of Cordu, Raymond Gregg caught sight of Lumion crouched under an elm tree, his thoughts shrouded in mystery. Shouldn't you be holed up at home with your nose buried in those books? Raymond approached him. Raymond was Lumion's confidant, standing at a moderate 1.7 meters, with brown hair and brown eyes, an ordinary-looking fellow. Lumion looked up at him and smiled. Or did Aurora not fill you in? Even the hangman deserves a respite. I've been cooped up for so long, I need a break. All morning, he had been ruminating on the possibility of acquiring extraordinary powers without Aurora's assistance. This required him to seek out clues and take the initiative to investigate. Eventually, he felt the rumors of magical powers circulating through the village held some truth and leads, so he had purposely waited for Raymond here. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't rest for more than 15 minutes, Raymond drawled. We don't have a sister who's well-read enough to teach us. I plan on learning how to herd sheep next year. Lumion paid no attention to Raymond's remarks and spoke. Recall the tale of the warlock for me. Raymond couldn't quite understand Lumion's intention. The one of the warlock? In the past, there was a warlock in our village, but he died. On the day of his burial, an owl flew in from outside and lurched atop his bed. It only departed after the coffin was carried out. Then his coffin became unbearably heavy. It took 9 bulls to pull it. How long ago was this? How should I know? I heard it from my dad. Chapter 4? Shepherd? Hold on. It's going to be an actual shepherd, not the cool kind of shepherd, but all the same. I do. Milosh, I do know. True creator emoji? Romero, thanks. 6 months, man. That's crazy work. Okay. I don't think I have any more space for emojis right now. Pushcar, 5 months. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. I want you to blitz through the next 2 chapters. I'll do my best, right? I don't think I have any more space for emojis right now. Well, we'll see. Okay, we'll take a look. After stream, I'll take a look. Lumion sprang to his feet. Arthur, thank you, buddy. 5 months also. Good shit, man. That's crazy. Lumion sprang to his feet, his eyes flashing with determination. Then, let's go to your father. He'd always been a man of action, and he knew that investigating the village legend just couldn't wait. If he dallied, his sister would surely catch wind of it and wouldn't allow him to proceed. Quantum, thanks, man. In Aurora's eyes, delving into the realm of extraordinary powers was tantamount to playing with fire. How could I not know that there's danger? Aurora wouldn't lie to me about this. Even if the world is ablaze, I have to keep walking. I can't let Aurora face this alone. As he got up, his thoughts flashed through Lumion's mind. This thought flashed through Lumion's mind. Every time Aurora mentioned that the world was becoming more dangerous, the seriousness and worry on her face couldn't be more genuine. Why are you looking for him? Raymond asked. Ask him how long ago the legend of the Warlock took place. Why is this guy struggling to comprehend such a simple thing? Maybe I need to test his intelligence sometime. Raymond still looked baffled as he glanced at Lumion. Why do you need to know such details? We use the will one all the time. What are we talking about? Why do you need to know such things? Raymond asked. Why should I bother explaining it to this clueless idiot? Or should I come up with a plausible excuse? Lumion weighed his options. Lumion's mind raced as he considered his next option. He knew that he couldn't keep his investigations a secret from his friends. But he also knew that pursuing the truth about the legend was a risky move. However, he quickly came up with an idea. He flashed a grin that he usually reserved for moments when he was about to deceive someone. Raymond took 2 steps back. Spill it. I believe the legend of the Warlock is worth our attention. What's so important about it? Raymond asked. There was indeed a warlock in our very village of Cordu in the past. Think about it, my friend. When I lie, I don't provide specific details, like time, places, and backgrounds that people can verify. But this legend mentions a warlock in Cordu, and if there was a fabrication, it would be too easy for someone to expose. But that was ages ago, Raymond countered. I'm also referring to the people who were around when the legend first started. They could have easily confirmed or denied whether the warlock existed, and since the legend has been passed down, it's probably true. Raymond stood, unconvinced. But when you make up stories, you use phrases like more than 100 years ago, centuries ago, long ago to make it impossible to verify. Exactly. That's why I need to confirm with your dad. You see where I'm going with this, don't you? Yeah, Raymond nodded slowly. As they left the square and delved deeper into the village, Raymond had an epiphany. Mon Dieu, why do you want to know if the legend is true? Warlock, mon ami. That's what we're searching for. If we can confirm the house where he lived and the place where he was buried, we can uncover his secrets and gain magical powers that go beyond mortals, Lumion replied. Good night, Pushkar. Thanks for popping by, man. You have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't tell me lies, Raymond expressed. Mon ami. Most of these tales are created to scare small children. How could they be true? And on top of that, anyone who seeks power of a warlock will end up in the Inquisition. The Intis Republic on the northern continent, where Orthodox deities were EBS and the god of steam and machinery. These two churches divided the faith of almost all people, and they didn't allow the Church of the Goddess or the Lord of Storm, the Church of the Earth Mother from Fainapotter, and the God of Combat and the God of Knowledge and Wisdom from Lenberg, and the God of Combat from Fasak to come in and preach. The EBS Inquisition was feared by all. The countless heretics had been locked up and subjugated to unimaginable torture. As Lumion laughed, "What are you fretting about now, my friend? You said it yourself, most of these are legends. The chances of finding the warlock are slim to none." Dude, I love how dude, he's such a manipulator. He'll switch from like, dude, think about it, like, they wouldn't lie, because if they lied, why would they put like specific details, like location? But like, dude, it's probably false. Like, there's no risk, there's all upside, but there's like zero risk, basically. Goated. The church that Lumion spoke of was, Besides, even if we do stumble upon the remains of the warlock, we don't have to take on this forbidden power. We could give it to the church and get a reward. Oh right, a warlock's grave is sure to be overflowing with treasures. The church that Lumion spoke of was the Church of ABS. The Church of God Steam and Machinery wasn't found in Cordu, and was located in larger cities. What chapter will you end on? Aaron, it'll be somewhere between chapter 6 and 9. I don't know, we'll see. Seeing the temptation grow in Raymond's eyes, Lumion couldn't help but ask, "Do you really want to be a shepherd, my friend?" This shepherd here was not talked about the romanticized idea of pastoral shepherd that city dwellers have. No, this was a profession. Every morning, leading a flock of sheep to graze and watch over them. They worked for sheep owners, herding dozens, even hundreds of sheep back and forth. This was known as herding. Every autumn, the mountains around Cordu would wither, and the shepherds would lead the sheep out of the mountain pass to the warmer plains far away, sometimes crossing the border into Faenapot or Lemberg and other countries. By the beginning of May, they would have brought back the sheep to the various villages to shear them and wean the lambs. In June, they would trek up the mountains and into the tall ranges. They'd live in shacks and make cheese while grazing the sheep. The shepherds lived their entire lives on the move, traveling from place to place. They had only a small window to return to the village, which made starting a family almost impossible. Most were single, and a few widows who had no choice but to herd sheep for a living were highly sought after by the shepherds. Raymond fell silent. "I'll listen to you. It does sound like fun. We could use it to pass the time if nothing else." In the ordinary course of events, eventually, once the family decided which child would become the shepherd, they would dispatch him to a certain shepherd's location to assist between the ages of 15 and 18, learning the ropes of shepherding. 3 years later, they would officially become a shepherd and seek employment. Motherfucker's gotta be. This guy's gotta go through a 3-year course to watch over sheep. Is crazy work. You can do a 4-year course and you can do a 3-year course and become a lawyer, but this motherfucker's gotta do a 3-year course to go watch over sheep. Is crazy. The shepherd degree. 17-year-old Raymond, however, had found several reasons to postpone this matter for 2 years. If his circumstances did not alter, he'd have to start learning how to herd next year. "Come on," Lumion said. "Is your father in the fields or at home?" "There hasn't been much work recently. Lent is approaching. He's either at home or at the tavern." "You don't know about this?" You're definitely not a farmer. You have a fortunate sister. "Since they will spend a month in the cold mountains, you better well be taught or you're gonna freeze to—" No, I know, DSV, I know. No, like, taking care of, like, animals is not, like, light, like, yeah, I'll throw shade, because fucking why not, but, like, I get, like, it's not easy, I get it. As they approached the rundown tavern in the village, a person emerged. An individual was dressed in a lengthy dark brown coat with a hood. A rope was tied to his waist, and he wore a pair of brand new supple black leather shoes. "Pierre? Pierre of the Berry?" Raymond cried out. Lumion halted in his tracks. "That's me," Pierre Berry replied. A scrawny man with sunken eyes and greasy curly hair. "Why are you back?" Raymond asked. Pierre was a shepherd, and it was only the beginning of April. He should be tending to his sheep in the fields beyond the mountain pass. How in the world did he find himself in the village? He'd only just begun his journey, and even if he had gone to Lendberg or the north of Fainapotter, it would take him a month to return. Yeah, Ramiro, good thing. Are you one of the fucking people in our Minecraft server who keeps killing the fucking cattle but doesn't fucking feed them? So I don't know if I take your word on that, Ramiro. Don't you worry, I have a companion to help me look after the sheep. That's the beauty of being a shepherd. Without a supervisor, as long as I can find someone to help, I can go wherever I damn well please. Lent was a widely celebrated festival through Intes. People welcomed the arrival of spring in different ways and prayed for a fruitful harvest. Although it had nothing to do with the Church of EBS or the Church of God of Steam and Machinery, it had already turned into folklore and didn't involve the worship of pagan deities. Therefore, it had gained the tacit approval of the other factions. You want to say who'll be chosen as a spring elf this year, don't you? Lumion teased. In Cordu, the people selected a gorgeous girl to play the role of a spring elf for Lent, all part of the celebrations. No, DSV, you should be able to now. I set up the thing that allows, that should allow backwards compatibility, I think. I set that up yesterday, it should work. I hope it's not your sister Aurora, but she definitely won't agree, and she's not the right age. Alright. I'll head to the cathedral to pray. Drinks on me later. Raymond absentmindedly replied, No need, you don't have much dough. As the good Lord himself has said, even if there's only one copper coin, we will share it with our poor brothers. He recited an adage that was well known among the shepherds of the area. Lumion beamed at Raymond, saying, Pierre's loaded. He'll definitely be treating us. He pointed to Pierre's spanking new leather boots. Pierre was thrilled. My new boss isn't too shabby. He gave me a few sheep and some wool, cheese, and leather. The shepherds were compensated with food, a small sum of money, and communal animals, cheese, wool, and leather. The amount they received was dependent on the agreement they had signed with their employer. For shepherds who had to travel long distances, having a good and suitable pair of leather shoes was the most pressing and practical desire. As Lumion watched Pierre strut towards the town square, his gaze became solemn. He muttered to himself, going away for a week or two, or even a month just to attend Lent? Lumion paused, his eyes scanning the area before he turned around and strode towards the local watering hole. Alright, good night, Nagato. I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Good night, Quantum. The tavern was a nondescript establishment with no fancy moniker to speak of. The townfolk affectionately referred to it as the Old Tavern. Upon entering, Lumion's eyes darted around in their habitual manner. Suddenly, his gaze came to a halt. There, before him, was the foreigners he had departed, who had hastily departed the night before. She was alone, not in the company of Ryan, Leia, or Valentine. Her dress was long, flowing orange garment, and her locks were rich brown. Fuck, I thought it was... God... Fuck, I was so sure it was Audrey. Fuck, it's fours. Son of a bitch. Tousled in gentle curls, her piercing sky blue eyes were fixed on the scarlet-hued drink that graced her delicate hand. Beautiful and languid, she seemed out of place in a seedy, dimly lit tavern. It's not the good one, true DSP. It's not the good one. Jeez, Dr. Z, how come you can't sleep? What's wrong? Card? Tarot card? I don't think that's how that works. Kirsch, as expected of someone from a big city. Lumion's gaze landed on the glass in the lady's hand. The distilled spirit made from sugar and fermented cherries had a color and texture that appealed to the ladies. Of course, they could replace cherries with other fruit, but it would alter the taste only slightly. The Cordo's Old Tavern had limited stock of high-grade wine, including Kirsch, which made Madame Poilly fall in love during her visit to the provincial capital, Bigorre. Madame Poilly was the wife of Beost, the local administrator and territorial judge. Her noble ancestor had lost their title during Emperor Rozel's reign. Lumion knew that she was also one of the mistresses of the Padre, Guillaume Benet, but not many of the villagers knew of this. Lumion shifted his gaze from the lady and walked to the bar counter. A man in his 40s wearing a linen shirt and trousers of the same color sat there, his brown hair no longer lush and his face was creased with years of hard work. None other than Pierre Gregg, Raymond's father. No, I knew Warlock is a... I know Warlock is a thing. I did catch that. But, like, Warlock, is like a sequence 7, I think, so, like, that's not... Yeah, I caught that. It wasn't a... It was like, At least a third of the people at the bar would answer to the call of Pierre. Lumion had joked earlier in front of Leia, Ryan, and others. In the village, when people talked about Pierre or Guillaume, they had to specify which family they were referring to. Many families had fathers and sons with the same name, making it impossible to tell them apart without adding Père or Junior to their names. Raymond sauntered to his father's side and asked, "Papa, why don't you go to the square and chat with the others?" The men in the village always convened under the ancient elm tree or in someone's abode, where they'd spend the day playing dice, cards, or chess, and swapping all sorts of rumors. The taverns cost money after all. That's right. Where did all the men in the village go, Lumina? Oh, sorry. Pierre said with a glass of rich red wine in his hand. "We'll go later. There shouldn't be many people in the square right now." That's right. Where did all the men in the village go? Lumion asked. Our Lumion was immediately perplexed. He had noticed the absence of village men in the square. "Monsieur, I want to ask you something," Lumion asked. You guys are so mean! Holy shit. Pierre Gregg immediately turned alert. A new prank? The story of the boy who cried wolf indeed does have basis to reality. Raymond hesitated. "Papa, how long ago did the Warlock legend happen that you told me of? The one where it took 9 bulls to pull the coffin?" Pierre gulped down a mouthful of wine. "Why are you asking?" The Riston province where Cordoue was located and the neighboring provinces of Olay and Suhet? I don't know. Sweet? Were located in the south of Inta's Republic. Famous grape producers and the wine here, especially the inferior ones, were quite cheap. Oh, monsieur, it is... Oh, you are right. I'm saying monsieur, you're right. And the wine here, especially the inferior ones, was very cheap. In some years, people could even drink wine like water. Raymond was... Holy fuck, Ramiro, stop. Suddenly, Pierre chimed. Your papa claimed that he saw it with his own 2 eyes when he was but a young man. It spooked him so much that he became deathly afraid of owls. He was convinced that their evil talons could snatch away his very soul. Merde, there were actual clues. The legend of the Warlock. It was something someone actually saw. Would it be Pep? I don't know how you would mention anything about the Warlock lived or where he was buried, Raymond asked. Pierre shrugged. Who cares? Not one to be deterred, Raymond persisted, determining to glean any shred of information. Before he could speak, Lumion intervened with a gentle touch on his shoulder as he spoke loudly. The river awaits. Raymond was just about to take his leave with Lumion when Pierre suddenly remembered something. Hold up, Raymond. You'll be a Green Watcher soon, won't you? There's something you should be aware of. Green... Pepe? Go... Oh my god, Romero. You're such a bitch. Lumion didn't pay much attention to the conversation and made his way to the tavern's washroom. As he exited the restroom, he took a detour to the female of foreigners who was sipping on Kirsch. It was impossible to discern her age. Although he had no intention of striking up a conversation, he observed her with great detail. It may come in handy in the future. Just like how he used Ryan, Leia, and Valentine to infiltrate the Padres' scandalous scene. After a few subtle glances, Lumion was poised to head for the entrance of the bar and wait for Raymond when the lady stood up. Before Lumion could retract his gaze, their eyes met. Lumion felt a little awkward as his thick skin couldn't protect him from the unexpected encounter. Many thoughts immediately surfaced in his mind. Maybe I should take a cue from the Padre and the administrators of the church and praise her beauty. Or should I switch gears and hit on her? Alternatively, should I show my inexperience and hastily return to leave? As Lumion made up his mind, the lady interrupted his thoughts and said, "Been having dreams, have you?" Lumion was hit by a bolt of lightning as his thoughts went numb. After a moment or two, he managed to force a smile and say, "Dreaming's not unusual, is it?" The woman touched her cheek with one hand and sized up Lumion as she chuckled. Lost in a misty dream, perhaps? How could she know? Lumion's pupils dilated instantly as his expression betrayed a hint of fear. Despite having seen many things, he was still young, and for a moment he couldn't control himself. Stay calm, he repeated. Did you hear a tale I told those three foreigners last night? He asked. The woman didn't reply. She instead pulled out a stack of cards from her purse, which sat on the chair next to her. She cast her gaze at Lumion and said, "Draw a card. Perhaps I can aid you in unlocking the secrets of your dream." What? Lumion was taken aback. His guard instantly raised. He looked both enticed and wary. He looked at the cards in front. Tarot? The cards resembled the tarot cards created by Emperor Roselle for divination. The woman looked down and sheepishly offered a self-deprecating smile. "I apologize, I must have grabbed the wrong ones." She returned the 22 tarot cards to her medium-sized handbag and pulled out a different deck. This is also tarot, but it's from the minor arcana. You don't have the privilege to draw from the major arcana pack, and I don't have the authority to let you. Okay. Hold on. So the major arcana, obviously, are the tarot club members, like, you know, the hangman, the sun, the whatever, okay? And then she's saying, I don't have the authority to let you. As in, I can't make you a major arcana. Like, I can't let, like, basically saying, I can't let you into the tarot club. That's only something the fool has the authority to do. But a minor arcana might like inadvertently represent like people that the major arcana can recruit, like they're blessed, so to speak. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if blessed's the right word here, but like maybe they're subordinates or something. And maybe the misty dream he's getting is like a dream that like Klein sends to the people that he would be okay with letting into the circle of influence of the tarot club or something. And like maybe she can now see like the aura of Sephira Castle on him or something. I don't know. This is also tarot, but it's from the Minor Arcana. You don't have the privilege of pulling from the Major Arcana pack, and I don't have the authority to let you. The Minor Arcana consisted of 56 cards divided into 4 suits, each representing chalice, wands, swords, and pentacles. What the fuck is she talking about? Lumion bewildered. The woman was stunningly beautiful and sophisticated. He's never seen Audrey. The man has no idea. Yet there was an air of eccentricity about her that suggested she wasn't entirely sane. Draw one, she urged, waving the Minor Arcana. It's complimentary, so there's no cost. It may be the solution to your dream. Lumion chuckled. My sister once said that free things often come at the most hefty price. Dude, Klein said this. This is so good. Klein said this too. He was like, free things often cost the most or something, right? I think he said. That may be true, the lady said after some thought. She laid down the Minor Arcana and carefully, not to upset the glass of kirsch that sat beside. But as long as you don't pay, no matter what, how can I, a foreigner, expect you to make you pay in Cordu? That's right. Perhaps it's worth a try. It wasn't easy for me to get a hint about that dream. I gotta give it a shot. But what about the Warlock's curse? Maybe I should get Aurore's help. Lumion's mind raced as he couldn't decide what to do. The woman didn't seem to mind his hesitation. After what seemed like an eternity, Lumion made up his mind as he reached forward with his right hand, carefully as he shuffled through the stack of Minor Arcana and extracted one from the middle. 7 of Wands, the woman's eyes said. The woman said as her eyes drifted to the card. The image depicted a man in verdant attire, standing atop a mountain with a determined expression on his face. In his hand, he held a wand poised for battle against the 6 wands representing his enemies that were attacking from the foot of the mountain. What does this mean? Lumion asked. The woman's lips curled into a smile. I shall interpret it for you. It symbolizes crisis, change, confrontation, courage, etc. However, what really matters is that this card now belongs to you. When the time comes, you will discover its true meaning. You're giving it to me? Lumion's confusion grew. Could this card be cursed? The woman ignored his query and started to put away the remaining cards. She picked up her glass and finished the remaining kirsch. Queen, how's it going? With graceful strides, she made her way to the staircase of the side of the old tavern and ascended to the 2nd floor. It was obvious, she lived there. Lumion felt the urge to follow her, but something held him back. Is this an ordinary card? She gave it to me. Does that mean she'll never be able to use that deck again? No, but her giving him the card symbolically means, like, we will never give this card to anyone else. At this moment, Raymond approached Lumion. What's the matter, my friend? Nothing much. That foreigner was quite the looker, huh? Lumion said. I reckon your sister is far more beautiful. Oh! My go. You know what? 4 is not even that pretty. Agreed. I don't know what Aurora looks like. I need anything to shit on 4s. I want to be clear. Raymond lowered his voice. Lumion, my Pepe has been gone for ages. What do we do? Lumion, who was in a hurry to leave, pondered. First, we should track down an elder around your Pepe's age who's still kicking. Alternatively, we could head to the cathedral and examine the registry. But that's something we should do later. Yeah, sorry, Milos. I don't know why I'm like this, okay? Lumion remembered his recent altercation with the Padre and decided it was best to avoid the cathedral for now. As the only cathedral in Cordu, it held significant power, even acting as a government entity. It recorded all significant events, including deaths and marriages. Before Raymond could continue, Lumion interjected. Let's split up and see who fits the bill. We'll inquire tomorrow. Agreed, Raymond said. In the subterranean two-story building, Aurora listened intently to Lumion's tale, her gaze fixed on the wand card in hand. It's an ordinary card, oui. I detect no malice or enchantments. Aurora? Grand Soar? What makes you think, what do you think of the foreigner's intentions? How did she know of my dream? Aurora shook her head. Now that she has shown us her hand, we can only wait. I will keep a watchful eye on her. Oh, and take this card. It may cause change, but have no fear. I will watch. Alright, Lumion said. In the dead of night, Lumion deftly tucked the wand card into the garments draping over the back of the chair, and then closed his eyes. Before long, a dense, ashen mist once again enveloped his vision. Without warning, he jolted awake. He sensed his mind clearing, and a newfound lucidity taking hold. Yet the dream world, swathed in that same murky haze, lingered on. Literally 1984. You can do whatever you want. Big Brother's just always watching, you know? Alright, what do you guys think? One more chapter, we'll leave it at 6 today? And then we can continue on tomorrow? Maybe we can do a longer stream tomorrow if you guys would be up for that. Let's do one more. Alright. Oh, FQ, relax. I'm just getting back in form. Let me just take it easy. Old was whatever at 29. Bro, my longest stream ever was like 14. Chill. I'm gonna need extra long tomorrow. No buts. All right, based. All right, we can work with that. I'll schedule it tomorrow. It'll be a little bit sooner as well. We'll do it about 2 hours earlier. All right, let's go. 1400. Okay. Lumion's subconscious gaze darted around the room, taking in the familiar sights of the table, the chair, the bookshelf, the wardrobe, and the bed. It was his bedroom, but it was cloaked in a thin gray fog. Is this some kind of lucid dream? Am I having a lucid dream? Good night, Zaza. I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. His pupils dilated as a realization dawned on him. A lucid dream was a rare occurrence where one's mind could think and remember like in a state of wakefulness while still being in a dream state. A skill that required specialized training to master. Aurora had tried various methods to induce lucid sleep in order to unravel the secrets of Lumion's great fog dream and help him eliminate the danger it posed, but she had failed. And now Lumion found himself inexplicably conscious in his dream. As the shock of the situation passed, he began to consider the possibility of why this was happening. Could it be the tarot card? The woman said that it would help me unlock the secrets of the dream. Therefore, its functions allowed me to enter a lucid dream state and explore the area enveloped by fog. Compared to my previous impression, this fog seems to have faded a lot. With these thoughts racing through his mind, Lumion rose from his chair and strode to the side of his room. He placed his hands to the side of the table against the wall and gazed out the window, where a completely unfamiliar landscape greeted his eyes. The dream didn't replicate the Cordu where he lived. Under a thin, ghostly fog, a towering mountain peak caught Lumion's attention. It rose up 20 or 30 meters into the air, constructed from brownish-red stones and reddish-brown soil. Buildings surrounded the mountain, now in ruins, either fallen or charred beyond recognition. They resembled crypts, a disordered cemetery surrounding the mountain base. The ground was marred by holes and scattered with gravel. Not a blade of grass or a single weed could be found in this wasteland. The fog in the sky thickened to an impenetrable white with no indication of the sun. You allow this dictatorship, right? Wait, who's the dictator? What's happening? Am I the dictator? Are you? Lumion could only see as if in the dead of night under the light of the stars. After a moment of observation, he muttered to himself, just normal dictator things. Yeah, okay, cool. That's it. This is the dream that's been haunting me for years. But as soon as he refocused his thoughts on a more practical question. Thank you, Queen. I agree. I am pretty chill. You know, I try to be. I'm like so nice. These guys shit on me constantly. I made like a 6-7 joke. Everyone in chat was like shitting on me. But like, hey, it's fine. I didn't say anything. It's fine. You guys can do that. No problem. I think you guys are not used to having like a fucking like actual dictatorial streamer. Cause like me and Easy, you guys shit on relentlessly. Holy fuck. With a 6-7 joke does hurt. I don't show up in Dara's stream a lot, but dude, the funniest shit ever to me was when Dara started laughing in her stream or whatever and just straight up fell off her fucking chair. That was so jokes. The quiz was bad too. Oh, dude, when she fell off her chair, that was hilarious. Where's the dream secret hidden? On the peak or on one of the shattered buildings? Lumion didn't rush to leave his bedroom and explore the dream instead. Instead, he stayed put, scanning the area from his vantage point. Suddenly, he caught sight of a figure darting through the ruins of the buildings surrounding the mountain peak. Despite the fog's thinness and the two-story house's limited height, Lumion couldn't help but shake the sense of its presence. He wondered if he was hallucinating. Taking a deep breath, Lumion muttered, "Stay calm. Be patient. Stay calm. Be patient. From what I can see, this dream is shrouded in secrecy, and it doesn't feel entirely my own." Lumion knew that blindly exploring it could lead to danger. Yes, I will search for that woman tomorrow and see what I can find. Then I will make my decision. Lost in thought, Lumion withdrew his gaze and prepared to exit, but he didn't know how to wake himself up while already being awake. After numerous attempts, he laid in bed and attempted to clutter his thoughts, trying to recreate the state of sleeping. After an indeterminate amount of time, Lumion abruptly sat up and noticed the faint glimmer of golden sunlight filtering into the room. I'm finally awake. As expected, sleeping within the dream restores my disoriented state, and then I can escape. This is actually so clever, like he was awake, so he like put himself back to sleep to wake himself up fully. That's like clever. In that moment, a knock reverberated through the door. A roar? Lumion's heart clenched. It's me. Lumion sprang from the bed and rushed to the entrance, grabbing the handle. Lo and behold, it was Aurora standing outside, donning a white silk nightgown. Her long tresses of long golden hair cascaded down elegantly. How'd it go? She asked. Lumion held back nothing and recounted every detail. Aurora nodded. The purpose of the card was to facilitate a lucid dream. What are you going to do next? She asked. I shall grab a bite to eat before visiting the woman and attempting to gather more information. Very well, Aurora said. I shall also pen a letter to someone inquiring about the dream you recounted and symbols therein. This is also, I guess this is true, because, like, Audrey would be so goated in this scenario. Audrey would be like, homie, I'll just go into the sleep with you, and then I'll just fix the dream or whatever. Like, don't even sweat it, it's chilling. Fret not, I shall make adjustments. I shall not jettison everything at once. After all, I am the one who instilled in you the principle of gradual progress. There's no way that's true, right, Milos? God God, please. Well, when you converse with that woman, do not be aggressive. Endeavor to be amicable. It's not that we are fearful of her, it's simply that we are better to acquire another ally than an adversary. Understood, Lumion said. Cordew, Old Tavern. Lumion strode into the old tavern and approached the bar counter. Which chamber does the foreign madam occupy upstairs? Maurice Benet was not a burly man. Like most of the village, he had raven locks and blue hair, but his nose was always red, a consequence of his heavy drinking. Why the inquiry? What business would a big city woman have with a bumpkin like you? There was an obvious look of inquiry on his face. Aren't you a country bumpkin and a hillbilly yourself? Lumion said. The lady lost something last night. I found it. I'm just trying to return it to her. Is that so? Maurice obviously didn't buy it for a second. What else? Do you think she'll fall for me? Lumion asked, undaunted. That's true. She's in the room by the square, opposite the washrooms. Fucking Christ. Okay, I will watch that, and I will watch that after finishing this chapter of Milos. Oh god. After Lumion left, Maurice polished a glass, eyes tracking him as he whispered, barely audible to Lumion. Impossible? Not always. Sometimes people just want to try new things. Lumion found the washroom on the second floor, and the only spot of light in the dim, narrow hallway, but his eyes were drawn to the door across. Scrawled on it in Intes were currently resting, do not disturb. Lumion read the note, and instead of rushing forward to knock, he took 2 steps back and stood against the wall. He planned to wait until the lady had come out. Life on the streets had taught him many things. When the opportunity appeared, you seized it with both hands. No hesitation, no second thoughts, and no fear. Or it would slip through your fingers. And you were right back where you started. So he would wait as long as it took. The minutes ticked by endlessly as he ignored the eyes he felt tracking him. He stood there, without a hint of frustration, probably capable of passing off as a statue. Finally, a creak. The woman had changed into a pale green dress with white edges, her brown hair swept into a tight bun. Those light blue eyes flicked to Lumion before moving to the paper sign on the door handle, as she smiled. How long did you wait? She asked. That's not important, Lumion replied as he took a step forward. He tried to keep his tone even, to appear less eager. What do you want to ask? The lady said, cutting straight to the point. Here? Lumion pointed to the hallway. If you don't mind, I don't either. Lumion had already noticed the other occupants of the tavern, including Ryan and Leia, were nowhere to be found. There was no one else on the second floor except for him and the woman in front. What is the secret in that dream of mine? The woman laughed. That's for you to answer, not me. All I can say is that you will find extraordinary power there. Okay, so it is Sephira Castle. It's literally Klein beckoning him to like, hey, come in, let's have a chat. Let's see if you're goated enough to be in here. But like, I don't know, them being a minor arcana, I don't know how that would work. Like, would they show up to tarot gatherings? Or would there be a separate day for a tarot gathering for them? But there's like 56 of them or something. Huh? Up to 56, obviously like 22 major arcana, but we only have like 8 or 9, 10. Fuck, how many do we have? Extraordinary power. His pulse roared in his ears. What's the point? If it's just a dream, it won't change anything out here. The woman smiled. Who's to say what's possible in the realm of the extraordinary? Perhaps it can. After everything, the power I crave is there for the taking. The grin slid across the lady. The grin slid away as the lady added, but danger lurks there as well. Do not die in the dream. You'll die out here. Die in the dream? Die for real? Lumion didn't understand, but he chose to believe it all the same. That dream clung to Lumion like a shadow, as it had for years, but it was different, somehow special. And Aurora's voice whispered in his memory, careful is never a bad idea. Lumion preferred to view the situation as challenging and the consequences as severe. After a few seconds he asked, if I stay out, what then? Theoretically speaking, there won't be any consequences. No one will force you. But as time changes, I can't be sure that the situation won't. and the probability of things going wrong is much higher than it going right. How much higher? 90-10? No, closer to 99.99 to 0.01, the lady added. Of course, that is a personal judgment. You may choose not to believe it. Lumion felt a wave of uncertainty wash over him, his mind racing with conflicting thoughts. Recently, I'm being convinced that the dream is a hidden danger. Not caring is the worst choice. If I want to explore it, there's a high chance that an accident will happen without my knowledge. Do I wait for Aurora to gather more information? But if I do, Aurora won't let me use the dream exploration to gain more powers. Wasn't my investigation of the legend to seek powers? It's too risky, I could die. Perhaps I should do an exploration at the edge of the dream ruins to gather information and not take the risk of entering. I can tell Aurora of the conversation, but I can't reveal the possibility of obtaining the powers. Once his thoughts had settled, Lumion gazed at the woman. Who are you? Why did you give me that tarot card and the opportunity to explore the dream? I will tell you once you have unraveled the mystery of the dream. Yeah, she's saying, like, if you're accepted into the tarot club or, like, into the Church of the Fool or whatever, then we will allow you to, then I will let you know, like, that was, like, a blessing or whatever. From our Lord. Based. Good shit, boys. Oh my god. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
I feel like...
Hold on, I have to check out this, clip that Miller sent. Hold on.
Garvin Sparrow was, like, low-key, kind of submissive and breedable.
That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. That's wild. Okay. I don't need any context for that. That's nuts. The journey begins once again. Yep. Artwork? Wait, there's artwork? There is certainly artwork. Okay. I can also recommend looking at the village of Cordoue. Cordoue? D-O-U. Because in my translation it just says C-O-R-D-U. Would it be Cordoue? Is that a better... FQ, don't say that. That doesn't make it any better. What are we talking about? Don't say that. This is so cute. Handsome boy. I don't know who he reminds me of, but he reminds me of someone. Cordoue, it's about the same? Okay. Nice, nice. Aurora. You mentally pronounce it like Cordoue? I don't think that would be right, FQ. Another cabbage. Thank you for that, boys. Another cabbage. Thank you. Never thought it. Yeah. Who's this? Forrest. Is the amount of chapters? Like as in, Sid, are you referring to like the amount of chapters in like a volume, or are you referring to like amount of chapters in an arc? Because arc I don't want to know, but volume or like something you can tell me. Memes? This is basic French. I'm up again. Based. Papa. Based. There's also the first art you looked at before. Yeah, of course, yeah. Alright, boys. I think we'll end it there. I lost my... Ramiro is listening. Alright, boys. The start is much faster, for sure, yeah. I'll catch y'all boys tomorrow. I'll schedule the stream early so you guys know when it is. Try to get some rest. You guys have a good rest of your day or nights, and you guys have a good weekend. Bye, guys.